Hey, what's up? I'm back with a March reading for Taurus. This is going to be Taurus energy here. I've already pre-shuffled some oracle cards, so let's just jump straight into it. The first card that we got was Gaia, Earth Connection. Be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth, and stay grounded. And then the other oracle card that we got is Kalima, Facing Fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So both of these cards energies here are really talking about you needing to release this fear energy that you have within you. A lot of times we become ungrounded when we're in this state of fear, and it's almost like this second nature that comes about for us, like on autopilot, you know, to live your life in like fear or paranoia. But you know, Kalima is the Hindu goddess of death and rebirth, and she really helps clears old energy and cycles so that new transformations can come into your life. And the only way that you're going to be able to truly transform anything in your life is if you get grounded and really stay connected to this earth. It's so easy to, you know, live life in like your thought space that can be really negative, but try to be mindful of that. Know that you are a soul experiencing life on planet Earth, and we're all here for a reason, so try to connect deeper within that. Let's go deeper and see what the tarot has to say about this. But you know, a lot of times we stay stuck in situations because it's easier to be in a place that feels familiar and safe to us, but ultimately, like, we need to face it dead on so that we can actually experience life for what it's worth. And you know, if we were constantly in the same experience over and over again and afraid to really like face our demons, there would be no transformation, and life would honestly be really boring. If you were gifted everything all at once, there would be no soul growth, there would be no life lessons, and that in itself could be really boring and create like a stagnant energy, you know? Like, we really all come here on this planet to like experience life and lessons in a way that makes sense to us and is a part of like our soul growth and journey. And so it's not easy, you know, being here. It really isn't. Okay, there's a lot of crazy energy right off the bat, honestly. Okay, so we have the Four of Wands here. This is clearly all about love. Let's go to the altar, a celebration, commitment, like getting married, some sort of like ceremonial type of energy. And it's paired with the King of Pentacles here, which is all about this like stable financial authority, somebody who's worked really hard to achieve their financial goals, and they're in this like energy of commitment, fulfillment, and like stoic energy. So on one side of the scale, you have this like beautiful, positive, like this energy here. But then on the other scale, you have the Devil card mixed with the World card here. And the Devil and the World card, you know, this combination is very interesting because the World is all about cycles ending and some sort of rebirthing experience that is taking place, that is a part of like your destiny and your soul growth, like what I was talking about earlier. But then you have the Devil card, and this is talking about some sort of like addictions and like something that is clearly really negative in your life that like you need to get rid of. And so there's like this juxtaposition energy here. I don't know if this is either like your energy and then this is somebody else's, or you're constantly being pulled from one energy to the next. But to me, this kind of feels like, you know, you need to give up some sort of like toxic behavior that you have in some sort of like way that is not a part of your soul growth here, because there is abundance that wants to come in, and you do have this like commitment and fulfillment, and maybe at one point you felt like what you were doing was the right thing for you, that this like was going to be the way and it should be the way. But you have the devil in the world here. So like, you know, there's some sort of attachment that you have that isn't really a part of your destiny and that needs to get rid of, and it's part of your, you know, your overall like growth as a person and as a spirit is really gonna be determined by the addictions that you have and the revelations that you come to and like the transformations that you make, because it may be something that's really hard for you to look at and tackle face on. A lot of times we get into addictive patterns and behaviors, and an addiction doesn't even necessarily need to be like, you know, like a drug or whatever. It can, you can be addicted to a thought form. You can be addicted to like some negative thought space or ways about living your life that aren't benefiting you, and that is the thing that needs to change. And it's really a part of your destiny, because you do have like happiness and commitment here, but then you also have some sort of energy where it just feels like it's bogging you down, you know, and you need to learn how to get grounded and stay grounded so that you don't give in to these like temptations. And maybe it's people around you that are doing this, and maybe it's like negative people that are around you that are causing you to, you know, be in a space and doing things that you don't really want to do. So I don't know if you need to leave this situation or what, and take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But you know, there's some serious things that are unfolding here, and it's very bizarre. Then we have the King of Cups, the Page of Swords. Whoa. The Ten of Swords and the Eight of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so we have the King of Cups and the Page of Swords. So it's like there is somebody in your life who has mastered their emotions, or maybe you have, and then there's this weird temptation of somebody youthful or someone like spying. Somebody is spying on the other person, or you're spying on them, and it's just, and it's almost causing you to feel mentally like psyched out about a situation and kind of like tripped up, like, is this actually happening? You know, the Page of Swords is someone who is like you know, this is kind of like the spy card, who's like checking in on your social media, who's like watching over you, you know, and you kind of like feel it like mentally, you know, they're like looking at you, and maybe they're like envious of you being in this like emotionally fulfilled and satisfied place, and maybe they're the ones who's like bogging you down and like, you know, trying to like dim your light in some sort of way. And then you have the Ten of Swords and then the Eight of Swords. So there's some sort of, you know, stabbing in the back ending that is clearly coming in extremely fast, really, really hot. You know, there is a cycle again here that is seriously going to end, and it is a part of your destiny, and it is meant for you to experience, you know, because endings in our lives are actually just gateways and portals for new things to come in, and clearing old energy is actually beneficial to us more than we can realize at the time. Things in our reality don't happen to us, they happen for us. It's very hard to see that and understand that concept when we are living in our day-to-day life. And it seems like there is something that is just dead, done, and over with, and the ending is coming in extremely fast. It's filled with negative toxicity and bad behaviors, and whoever this is happening to may be in for a rude awakening, but it's ultimately for the betterment of somebody else, because there is this energy here of like, there's two kings on the table, you know, so it's not, this could be a masculine figure, or this just could be the energy that like somebody is embodying, but like a very masculine, like I have control over my situation, I have control over my emotions, I have control over my financial situation. And this may be the way that you're feeling or the way that the person that you're dealing with is feeling, but ultimately there's one person who is on one side of the scale and one person who is on the complete other side of the scale, and it's not aligning. And when things aren't aligning and people are not a vibrational match to us anymore, and the frequencies do not match, the universe will politely, or sometimes in a chaotic way, but I see this happening in a politer way, you know, the universe will kick them out, because what's not meant for us does not stick and does not stay, you know. So let's see if we can get anything else here before we wrap it up. Ooh, yep, the Two of Cups, it flipped right out. And the Two of Cups is all about a strong partnership, a connection, something that's built on equality and mutual respect. And you're receiving, you know, this like positive energy in a partnership and a mutual attraction and proposals. So like, you know, maybe something is shifting out of your life so something better can come in the way. Maybe this person that's spying on you is actually hoping, you know, to like be with you, and is waiting for you to get out of this sort of like toxic cycle. And maybe this person is your addiction person, or maybe that they feel like, you know, you are their toxic medicine in a way. Okay, it's weird because then we have the Six of Swords, which is all about moving on in a transition that came up. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is somebody who is like just gearing up to be defensive. They are really exhausted, they're bogged down, and they're feeling really tough, and they're almost like wanting to give up on something, because they are just like, it would be so much easier for me to walk away than to have to deal with this situation. But there is encouragement here for you to remain positive, be connected to earth, and really face the fear of releasing something that is no longer serving you, because we also have the Page of Pentacles here, and there's a new beginning that is coming into your life. You know, this may be a new job, a new business opportunity, something, you know, that is a part of your, you know, your future and its destiny. So it's like, really hone in on whatever new skill it is that you're looking to work towards. When you work really hard to something, dreams do come into fruition. There's like a manifestation that you've been calling out to the universe for, and it's clearly going to happen. But you gotta release old things in order for new things to come in. That's really just like what I'm seeing here. Or not. I mean, you can stay in a stagnant energy, but you're not really going to be receiving anything from that. And again, what is the point of not facing your fears in this reality when we come here to do those things, you know, so that we can grow as souls? So something is telling me you need to walk away from something in order for something more beautiful and harmonious to come into your life. You want this, like, this king energy present. Either you have it or this new person is going to have it, but out with the old and in with the new is really, you know, this is a transitional phase for you right now. A lot of downloads are coming in. There is spiritual connections that are coming in. Release your old baggage, and keep manifesting the things that you want in your life, because it is going to happen, and I do see it happening. So this is what I have for you. I hope you have a wonderful month of March. Go get them, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.